And Don is part of the planning team for the Diocese of Worcester's Men's Conference. And so we're going to get an update for this year's conference. Don, thanks so much for being with us.
It's a pleasure to be here today.
Now,
Thank you so much for having us.
Angelo sitting right next to you, but traffic, which is a disaster around most of New England right now, I think has done its worst to him. He is caught up in traffic trying to make it here.
It is, and he lives right off of Beacon Street in downtown Boston, so I'm sure he's having a real hard time just getting out of there.
People don't realize what the craziness is. Well, tell us a little bit about the upcoming conference.
Well, I'm pleased to be here. Again, obviously, this is our 15th conference. We are the first single diocesan men's conference in the country.
That's right.
We started back in 2000 by a vision of Bishop Riley, who said, hey, let's get men together. We all kind of thought he was a little crazy at the time and said, how are we going to do this? But it was our answer to Promise Keepers at the time. He actually contacted Angelo. Angelo contacted myself and a few other men, and here we are 15 years later, gathering in over 1,000 men each year in the same place to worship Jesus Christ and spend a day in camaraderie and friendship and just seeing the Holy Spirit together in one day with all the men in that room. I'll tell you, it's the greatest choir you could ever hear, all those baritone voices.
Well, congratulations, because you've inspired, of course, many men's conferences across the country. And but this year is unique. Every year is unique. What do you got planned for this year?
Every year we try to find a really good blend of speakers. Obviously, the height of the day, the highlight of the day is reconciliation. And to see over 1,000 men or 1,000 men stand in line with over 60 priests, and the whole purpose of it being on the 5th Saturday of Lent every year to prepare men for reconciliation for Easter. But this year, our variety of speakers starts out with a really great guy, a man by the name of Patrick Coffin, who says that Christianity is not for wimps. And we all know that. I mean, it's not cool to be Catholic at many times, and I've told that to many children as I've taught religious education over the year. Dominic Albano. I don't know if you've ever heard of him or not. A savage love for Jesus Christ. How do you get that? How do you maintain it in your heart? Father Michael Gately from the Mercy out in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. Is a wonderful man. You know, so followed up by Alan Hunt. If you've ever heard of Alan Hunt, he wrote a book about the confessions of a mega pastor who converted his whole flock to Christianity and Catholicism. You know, we ended up with a young man by the name of Ron Meyer. We always try to get a sports athlete of some sort to attract a different group of men. And this year, Ron, who was a great athlete, came down with MD.
Oh, boy.
And, you know, so how does his faith maintain him through all the trials and tribulations that he had? So again, it's a great lineup, always ending with Mass at 4 o'clock with Bishop McManus, and it's always a great celebration of the day.
So 15 years, why do you think it's that this has been so successful and people keep coming back and you keep adding new people just because people say, wow, it's a great time? Why is it so successful?
I think the secret has been tapping other men on the shoulders. Men who have been there before have had a great experience. So come and follow me, I'll make you a fisher of men. It's absolutely the best way to do it. We can put flyers out, we can put the website out, we can have bulletin announcements, you can have everything. We call it a toolkit, but until you go and give someone that personal touch and say, come with me for the day, come with me. And you may not get something out of every speaker, but there's going to be one person that will touch your life that day. One person who will bring you back. And guess what? Next year, bring a friend, bring your son, bring your uncle, bring your brother. And that's the whole thing. We have brothers that come together, fathers, sons, grandfathers, multi-generational. We have anyone from confirmation age up to men in their 90s. So it's a great array of men all the way throughout the day.
And as Jay said earlier today, it's wonderful to see men with their sons, you know, kind of make it a family affair. Now, in terms of tapping people on the shoulder, if someone's watching the show right now and they say, geez, I'd like to check this out, where do they go? What do they do?
All right, they can go to our website, which is www.firstmensconf.org. That'll give you all of the speakers. It'll give you an opportunity to register online. If you don't want to do it online, there's a number there that you can call at the Chancery in Worcester. And it's open to everyone. We have men who come from not only the Diocese of Worcester, but Boston this year has a huge contingency coming in. We have men from all the way from Maryland that come up every year. Maryland, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Western Massachusetts, and upstate New York.
We have viewers in Michigan and Hawaii and other places too. Maybe you'll get some from there.
Well,
next
that would be a
I
wonderful
don't know if
thing.
Hawaii would be coming up with this weather right
Not
now.
at all,
They
not
might
at
think
all.
twice. We're almost out of time, Don, but one more question for me. So yeah, let's say there's a man out there right now, a young man, and I'd say the same for a young woman who might have watched Peggy earlier. But they're on the fence. They're on the fence about this, but they're interested. How would you convince them to go?
Give us the day. It's the best one-day retreat you will ever have. You will come out of there with a spiritual feeling that you've never had before. You will go back to your parish and you will do one thing more. And that's been the whole purpose of it. How do you get men to step up and do one thing more in the parish? How do you get more men involved? Because let's face it, for a long time, the women have run. I won't say run, but they have managed a lot of the things that we should have been doing as men. And if we're not doing it, it's time for us to take that responsibility back as really good fathers, husbands, and sons and grandfathers.
That was convincing.
Yeah.
It's really
the date
time.
again? It is.
It's March 21st at the DCU Center in Worcester, Massachusetts. All of the information is on the website. Parking is available there, and it'll be a great day. There are multi-vendors that are there, like yourselves, that will inspire you in more ways than just the speakers.
Don, thanks so much for being with us.
I appreciate it.